Hello, it's time for another episode of Discipleship Today. My name is Bob Benson. I'm the pastor of Christ Lutheran Church in Greenhurst. We've been going through the book of John as a discipleship text, and today we're in John 7. I'm going to start in verse 25. I'm going to read through 31. We're going to talk about it a little bit. Some of the people of Jerusalem therefore said, "Is not this the man of whom they seek to kill? And here he is speaking openly, and they say nothing to him. Can it be that the authorities really know that this is the Christ? But we know where this man comes from, and when the Christ appears, no one will know where he comes from." So Jesus proclaimed, as he taught in the temple, "You know me, and you know where I come from. But I have not come of my own accord. He who has sent me is true, and in him you do not know. I know him, for I come from him, and he sent me." So they were seeking to arrest him, but no one laid a hand on him because his hour had not yet come. Yet many of the people believed in him. They said, "When the Christ appears, he will do more signs than this man has done." And that's a question, that last statement there. Here we see this special relationship between John and Jesus, the beloved disciple. He's recording some conflicting things going on here. Is this not the man whom they seek to kill? Jesus was just accused of having a demon when he said that they sought to kill him. And just in the section before that, it says there that they sought to kill him because of his statements. Even the people knew that they were seeking to get rid of Jesus. They knew it publicly. Here he is speaking openly, and they do nothing to him. Their whole thought process is a mess here. They were seeking to kill him, but they did nothing to him in public. Why? Because they were afraid of the people. The people believed in Jesus Christ, the general population, but not the religious leaders of the day. The religious leaders of the day were threatened by Jesus' authority and his teaching and the way he taught and the places he taught. They were even threatened by some of the things he taught. He taught that it was good to do good for somebody on the Sabbath day. The law always permitted you to do necessary things on the Sabbath day, but they had twisted it so much by the time that Jesus had come that they wouldn't allow any work to be done. The rule of thumb, the oral tradition was, anything that caused you to sweat was considered work, and you shouldn't do it on that day. And Jesus has this exchange at one point with him. If your donkey falls into a pit, wouldn't you go get your donkey out of the pit? That would cause you to sweat in the Middle East in the heat of the day. But he said it's always better to do good on those days. Here, he had just had the conflict with about the Sabbath and doing circumcision on the Sabbath. They broke the law by doing work on the Sabbath day, by circumcising their own law. But it wasn't against the law of God to do good for somebody on the Sabbath day. And we have to remember that. It's not about being in church on Sunday. If God has called you to do something for somebody else, and you go to church on Sunday, that can be sin. If there's a neighbor in need, and they need you on a Sunday morning, please do not jump over the call of God to be religious. And that's what Jesus is teaching here in this whole teaching. We don't jump over the heart of God to be religious. You can be very, very religious and still go to hell. We've got to live out what we know to be true. We've got to apply it to every area of our lives. And if that application happens to come on a Sunday morning, please listen to the Holy Spirit. Listen to God as he guides and directs you. We, each of us as believers in Jesus Christ, have the Holy Spirit deposited in us, and sometimes we can put things in the way of listening to the Holy Spirit. Don't let your religiousness get in the way of that communication that you have with a holy God who dwells inside of you. For Discipleship Today, my name is Bob Benson. Go out and make disciples, and then let other people pour into you and be a disciple. For Discipleship Today, it's Bob Benson. Thank you.